Sten Sörensen. I'm the CEO of Cereno Scientific, a Swedish-based biotech with an office also in US, in Boston. We are developing pioneering pharmaceuticals into the rare cardiovascular and pulmonary space through epigenetic modulation and with HDAC inhibition as the mode of action. My previous experience is most of my life within the pharma industry. I've been with Monsanto in the US globally for a number of years, and then with AstraZeneca globally. Developed new paradigm shifting drugs in left heart failure with some success. So I'm happy to do this together with a fantastic team at Cereno. Yeah, epigenetic modulation is not changing the structure of the DNA. DNA being the map of essential protein production for the body to function properly. Epigenetic modulation is working around the DNA with the various structures that are regulating that protein production. And as it happens, these production systems goes wrong in some patients or people over time. And we have found that through the foundation of Cereno Scientific and Professor Sverker that HDAC inhibitors with our agents have a fantastic array of publications of proof of concepts shown to be beneficial in various models for pulmonary and cardiovascular diseases. So we have taken that visionary approach to bring this into patients with rare pulmonary cardiovascular diseases. Yes, so we have two drug candidates, one repurposed molecule into a new indication that's pulmonary arterial hypertension, a deadly disease mostly impacting females. And we've just completed a phase 2A trial. The primary endpoints was safety and tolerance, and we went through that with flying colors. But the really interesting outcome of that trial was that we saw signals of impact of disease modification, which is what everybody is looking for new agents in this disease. So we have brought our data to the FDA, who has endorsed our next plans, and we are pursuing a phase 2B trial that will start next year. The second asset, CS014, is a novel chemical entity with the same mode of action, HDAC inhibition, so epigenetic modulation through HDAC inhibition, and we're pursuing another rare disease with that agent. And we've just completed phase 1, and we're pursuing the rare disease idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, also a deadly disease, this time a lung disease. And we are aiming to start our phase 2 program for that asset next year too. The reason we are pursuing HDAC inhibition with two agents now in the clinic is that we have seen in the preclinical work that they actually benefit the disease models and the animals in that case, and have very specific characteristics that are promising for addressing the root cause of these diseases. So I should mention that we have seen that these agents are able to lower systemic and pulmonary pressure. They are able to remodel in a positive way the pathological remodeling that's happening in these diseases, both on the vascular and on the coronary level, and for the IPF in the lung level. We've seen that they're anti-fibrotic and anti-thrombotic, and so these agents, we believe, are have a vast array of indications that we could pursue, but we chose to go for two rare diseases as the first indications. And now we have then been able to progress and complete a phase 2A trial with the first agent, CS1, that was driven in the US, and we saw some fantastic signals of efficacy. First, the primary endpoints was safety and tolerance, and we went through that with flying colors, I think. The agent has been in man for over 50 years in much higher dosages, so we didn't expect any negatives out of that primary objectives. But what we saw, and what has strengthened our conviction that we can do something really positive for these patients in pulmonary arterial hypertension, is that we actually saw an ability to impact the right heart's ability to contract, measured as global longitudinal strain improvement. And the right heart is actually what's failing when this pathological progress of a narrowing of the pulmonary artery happens, and eventually the right heart fails in these patients. And we've seen now that we can improve the right heart to pump. We've also seen improvement in the way patients feel, New York Heart Association or quality of life questionnaires, and we've also seen an impact on prognostic factor called the REVEAL risk score, beyond the lowering in 2/3 of the patients of the pulmonary pressure. So we are now pursuing this agent with regulatory process. We've been to the FDA and they are endorsing our plans for the future. So we aim to start a phase 2b trial after acceptance of our protocol next year. Well, having progressed these two assets into the clinic and to phase 2 now, with these kind of impacts on especially the first compound, CS1, it has created some attention and some interest from pharma companies. So we're looking forward very much to continue and initiate discussions with various parties and are fully booked at Boston. We're also talking to different investors to pursue our programs further. So it's going to be fun to be back to Bio and to Boston.